Well, it's Chance here again. But I'm not great at filming these. It's Chance here again, and I'm wanting to show off my latest, well, it's not my first 40k model, but it is the first of my new army. This is my Dark Angel Captain with jetpack, or jump pack, excuse me. Same thing. He's still in the cleanup phase. I'm not anywhere near being ready to paint him yet. But I figured, hey, this is a chance for a short, and it's not going to take me particularly long to show off this particular model. You can see there's still a few glue strings and some spots I need to sand down, but I've got to get some modeling sandpaper out of my craft stuff in the back room, or it could be out in the shed. But it looks pretty good. I don't know. Definitely not mad at it. It'll look a lot better once I get some paint on him. I don't know. I haven't really been doing any long form content, either gaming or snack wise lately, so just trying to, see if people are still interested in my channel. Nobody's unsubscribed yet, so pretty happy about that. And my recent monster reviews have garnered at least a little attention. Definitely not gonna... Oh god. Screwing up my focus here. It's mocha. What are you gonna do, right? But I've got other minis content on the channel. Terrain building tutorial. I've got one I'm working on, but it's taking a lot more time than I thought it would. And I'm planning on doing some shorts of my War Machines army that will get eventually re-edited into a long-form walkthrough on my Signar. But this is what I've got going on right now. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you later. Hey, it's time for a little fun. We're going to kick it up a bit. It's time to finally start getting some paint on this motherfucker. And what we're going to do is decent weather, so we're going to hit this with a bit of primer, and then see where I go from there. So, we're going to do this starting with a can of white army painter. And here he is. And we'll just get a light dust coat on him. Okay, now to let that coat dry. And, well, now that I've got some primer on him, and please excuse the terrible videography, I think I'm going to let it dry and then see how that comes out. Could be good. Now, let's get to the painting, I guess. Okay, so as you can see, there are some spots where primer didn't get to. We're gonna start with flipping them this way though, and okay, so you don't have to get a heavy coat, but you do have to make sure that the primer gets a little bit everywhere. I like to just hit it. Okay, and now to finish off the rest of the priming. There we go. Got all those I guess, bald spots, except for the one in the middle of the back. Gotta close that up and wait. Okay, here he is, all primed up. And, looking pretty good. I brought him inside so that he'd dry a little better because it's cold outside. And there is a fair amount of humidity because this is Ohio. And we're just gonna turn him slightly. Pluck off it. Yeah. Looks like there's a hair there. But, yeah. Alright. Well, this seems to have gone pretty well. I don't know. Hopefully you guys on TikTok like it. Please, if you like my video, if you like my content, shoot me a like. I don't really know how to do this. Been doing YouTube for a while, but like, hey, speaking of YouTube, if you look at my page, my YouTube is linked there, and if you like this, you might like more. I'm gonna do a couple more videos, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, catch you later. Okay, so this is gonna kind of be part 2 of painting my mini, since the earlier video was just getting him primed up. And I don't know how far in I'm actually going to manage this. Depending on how long these videos end up. There tends to be a little more on the back end, but I will eventually be posting a long form version of the entire thing later on. Okay, so getting ready to paint him. Gonna do a quick test of the shoulder in gold. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so I threw on the first layer of gold, and I'm thinking it's looking pretty good. There are a few bald spots, and I'll probably notice more as I get more colors on. This is just the first coat. See how well the metallics look on the model. I'm pretty happy with the way he looks. Yeah. Alright. I'll check back after the next color. Alright, got the second color on, and it's looking alright. Yeah, it's a little messy. It has been a while since I've painted a mini. I will probably have to go through several touch-up stages, but I wanted to get this. So, alright, see you in the next one. Okay, I got the third color on the model. He's looking pretty good. Again, this will take several layers of touch-ups and shading and, yeah. But this is how he looks with the majority of the metallics got laid down on base. I'm probably gonna call it a night. But, yeah. Okay, back here, another morning. And we are going to get back to the painting. So I've done a little bit of green, and let's take a look at how that goes. There's Sam. Green's looking pretty good, first coat. And unfortunately, my first... Oh, God damn it, focus. My first couple of coats were a little messy. This is first thing in the morning when I wake up. I've added the green. I definitely wanted to make sure that you could tell he was a fucking Dark Angel. You know, get that Forest Caliban green. Next is a little black, a little red, and a little black, and a little brown. And some tan for that hood. And I figure make it look like he's part of the fucking, Deathwing. Or was at one point. I don't know. I've got more stuff to do. This is just kind of preliminary. First coat stuff. Make sure I get the colors down the way I want them and whatnot. But, yeah. Okay, so I'm back again. We've done the other color. Got the red accents on. And it's kind of coming together. Again, it's bad. It's gonna need fucking touch-ups. That's just the nature of this beast. You know, when you do a paint job, you've got to. It can be fiddly on something so small. So, yeah, I just thought I'd do that. Well, see you in a minute. Well, I have done a few more colors and gotten a little more paint on the model, and I think we're done with the base coating. As you can see, I've got, you know, brown and red and green and tan and all the colors. I haven't gotten to the washing yet or any of the engine effects. I need to paint the rebar on the broken concrete and finish up covering the base with brown before I cover it in sand. But there we go. And this is Sam doing some of the craziest fucking detail work. Yeah, it is just fucking astounding. She has done a lot of the cleanup from my paint job.
That one's a little thick.
That's alright. It's probably 100 times better than I can do. You know, I can't take 100% credit, but you know, here at Game Table Adventures, we do cool stuff. Well, I guess the channel's called Chance Adventures. I don't fucking know. Okay, so we have just finished up the details. Sam managed to even get some like little script on the purity seals because fucking detail is king. I'm pretty good with washes, and he still has details that need done.
But they're details that you want actually.
Yeah, they're details that we're gonna have to add in after he's painted, like fully washed and everything. This is gonna be, you know, he is gonna be one grand centerpiece. I wanted to get some good shots of him though. After all the detailing is done, but before the washes. It is hard to get in close enough without the camera losing focus to really give you guys a look at how well this is going to come out. Just really brilliant gold armor. All the metal really pops. This is what people look for in just a really good piece. Hey, so today I have got up and I've started working on doing the washes. This is kind of opening the video because, well, it's easy to give you an explanation, but gonna do the finishing details on the mini itself, and then we will probably move on to the next steps of finishing up the mini in the next video. I don't know. It really depends. So stay tuned for that. Okay. So I have put green wash on the blade of the power sword, as you can see here. And I put a green wash over the plasma pistol. The barrel of the plasma pistol. Fucking, come on, give me, there we go. Damn thing is taking a lot to get to focus. Okay, so I'm going to throw the other washes on. I wish I had a way to like really record this well, and I will get back. Okay, so here he is, all washed. Details pop out way better than they did. One little imperfection that is really bad or particularly noticeable is there was a bit of wash that just kind of streaked up behind the leg and I didn't catch it. But 3-foot rule, he looks fucking perfect. Next step is going to be the eyes and the engine glow effect. And then we'll move on to finishing up the base, getting that all nice. I'm probably going to do that piece of concrete with Nolan oil, get black a little bit. But yeah, no, it came out pretty good. So yeah. So Sam's here, and she helped me clean up some of the spots that were ugly. So it's coming along. We're having to reshade the back of the cloak. The extra wash that dripped down and covered the leg has been cleaned up. Just all around looking kick-ass. And as I had hoped, the Gorax Earthshade really just dimmed that down just a bit, made it a lot more of a kind of dirty gold. Really loving the way that came out. Okay, so I've got the phone light on so that we do not miss any of the details. Sam just finished up some final touches. Eyes, the grill plate so it shines up a little better. And look at this.
What is it?
Engines.
Engine pack, and then I redid the underside of the cape. It's already washed. A very, very light wash.
It just looks fantastic, Sam. So next, for the next several videos, we're going to be talking about basing. First, I'm going to have to clean up around that skull and highlight that skull with some white, and then wash down that rock. And we'll start getting into some fun but very simple basing. And this is the captain.
You should try to get a hold of some dirt.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Okay, I'm back, and let's do some more painting. And now we're going to focus on the base. So I'm going to paint a little bit, and then I will put some more film. I'll show what I got, because you can see there's a little overpaint on the skull, and there's like a speckle of gray. And this is just going to need some touching up. Got to hit that rebar with something. Alright, let's go. Okay, so I'm back, and I have hit this a little bit. I got the rebar. I hit it with some hammered copper. I'm going to touch it up with another coat here in a little bit. Painted some of the rocks. Just trying to get that skull looking nice. A little bit of dry brush. And I'm going to hit this back up with gray to touch up the actual concrete piece. But that's where we are at the moment. Okay, so I found a more suitable rock, and I think that's gonna work. Let's find out. I don't know. I don't want to like overdo it, but like, yeah. Okay, and here we are with the rock on there. And you know, the sand for texture, but we're not done with this base yet. Not by half. Next, it's gonna get a well, probably a thin coat of paint, or at least a dry brushing to make it tie in a little bit better together after it dries. And then yeah, we'll find out. Okay, so now I have a little better ability to film things, and I am going to try to film myself doing work on the Mini. So let's see how that works out. Okay, let's see if I can do this and get it in focus well enough for this to be worth your guys' time and my time. Oh, crap. There we are. A little bit of brown paint. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go over the sand to capture that texture, but to also, the brown on here is going to hopefully blend the look a little better with between our natural basing environment pieces and the Games Workshop basing elements from the Marine with Jump Pack. Obviously, he is a Space Marine captain. Look at all his fancy doodads. And just trying to get that. Let's get some paint on the rock. I'm gonna hit it with a gray paint later, but for now we're just gonna see how this goes. Okay, back again. I know that I didn't post anything yesterday, but this is well, we're catching up. Okay, so what we're gonna do today is paint this rock and maybe dry brush. I don't know. It really depends on how much I can fit in here. The great thing about dry brushing is it catches the highlights. Now I'm painting the rock actual gray because it'll match the concrete. It'll look like maybe a piece of the building broke off, or I don't know. But I'm not going all the way down to the edge of the base because when it rains, you'll note bigger rocks, they tend to get mud splashes along the bottom. So I can keep that nice and splotchy and it'll still look pretty reasonable. I don't want to miss that spot. I don't know how much you're able to catch from me painting, because the rock is kind of a hard thing to see. Irony that I'm talking about the rock when I'm painting a Dark Angel, because their fortress monastery is called the Rock. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and clean my brush. And we're going to put that up here. And then I'm going to pull this brush out for dry brushing. And then I just start dry brushing the dirt. Give it kind of a bring out the speckly texture. Oh god, I hit that with a little too much white. That wasn't quite a dry brush. That's okay, I can feather it out. It's really hard to get all of this on camera. Oh god damn it, I am fucking this up really bad. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so this may or may not end up in shorts. Probably will end up on the TikTok version. And it'll definitely go in the long form cut. This has been a bit of a journey. Little honesty time here. I meant to dry brush this with white, and I did not do a dry brushing. I just straight did a brushing. It's savable. It's paint. It's not a huge terrible fuck up, and it's showing off the sandy texture just fine. Probably gonna dry brush it with another color, and then I was planning to wash the whole thing with Agrax Earthshade. Fuck, speech. Anyways, so that'll probably come out just fine. Trying my best to experiment here with actually making these tutorials ish, showing you my painting process, and eventually with later minis you'll see my kit bashing process and what I do to assemble and build minis. So it all probably seems rather experimental. It's not meant to. Fuck. But thank you for all of you who have been watching my shorts, watching my long form content, checking out my TikTok, checking out my Facebook, which I think I've still got a link to the Facebook on YouTube. Maybe. I'll have to go back and check that. Anyways, if you're watching this as the long form content on YouTube, or if you're just watching on TikTok, I'd like you to please like, comment, share, subscribe, follow. You can check me out on Facebook at Chance Wilson on Facebook. You'll see this mug. Hard to miss. Anyways, thank you all. You've been great. And you give me a chance to share the hobbies that I love with the world. And even if it's just a few of you, the guys that enjoy my content, the fact that I have found people I can share my passions with makes me happy. So thank you all. You're great. You're awesome. Keep adventuring. Okay, so it's been a couple of days. I probably let it sit longer than I should have, but I had other stuff going on. So we're going to hit my mess up with a little bit of light mocha for some dry brushing all over to just kind of blend out the ground. I don't really have very many fucked up brushes that are really good for dry brushing, but no, that's just kind of laying it down. So we're gonna skip that brush. This one's kind of iffy, so try that. A little dip, a little wipe. I need to wipe a little better, but hey, that's kind of feathering out. Give me a second. Okay, had to do this a little off camera because it is hard to dry brush when I'm not looking directly at it. But that gets a sandy tone to it. And give me a few minutes and we will wash it. Okay, it's been a few minutes and this is dry. You know, no paint coming off. Looks pretty good. And it's dry enough that I can hit it with a little bit of Agrax Earthshade. So, pop that open. Get a little dab on my brush. You want it to be a little wet. And we're just gonna get a little bit of water on the brush to thin it out and just let that run down. We're gonna start with this rock and see how the Agrax Earthshade brings out all those little lines. That's really what we're looking for here, with just getting it everywhere, including that little skull right there. And we just want to... That's a little thick. Maybe a little water. Boom. That thins it down nicely. And it does a good job of shading. And as you can see, we can go a little thicker on the ground which is gonna just, like any contrast paint, it's gonna really just tint it. Okay, and here we are with the base completely washed. Fucking, that is terrible focus. There we go. And that is just washed. All the little greavellies on there. Lines are popping out. So the next 2 steps I'll do tomorrow. Keep adventuring. Okay, and now time for the last step. My favorite. Bit of glue. And you don't need anything fancy. Elmer's glue will do it. Just get a little on the base. Doesn't take a lot, just a couple of drops. Close your glue up. Then take your brush and spread the glue out a little bit. You don't need to cover the base in flock. Yeah, like, have you ever looked at an unkept yard or grass in the woods? It doesn't grow on every square inch. There are lots of bald spots. There are lots of thick patches. It's not even like a natural lawn. So you don't need to really worry about getting that too fucking evenly covered. Make sure you clean your brush really well. And the reason we're using Elmer's glue is because it comes off. And we're going to just stick the mini in the flock. Shake it around. Put it in some more flock. Tap it off. And I'm going to run my thumb around the edge of the base. Make sure nothing's stuck to the rim. And boom. That step is done. And on to the next steps. Okay, now for the last step. A little black. And paint the base rim. Oh god. Alright, that a little more juicy than I anticipated. But last step, getting the models looking all nice. Making sure that the minis look good. Crap. Little kick up because it's been a while since I've done this. But 6-foot rule still looks pretty good. Okay, and next we're gonna, this will be my last one for this, my last little video for this mini, but there's more coming. Seeing as you guys seem to really like me doing these paint projects in short form, and I'm really hoping the long form one picks up. That's going to have a lot of extras that you don't necessarily see in these short ones, so stay tuned. Thank you again for watching the supercut of the Dark Angels Captain build. I would like to again ask you all to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your opinion. This is the captain. He is not the chapter master. I have something far more interesting in mind for the chapter master. But again, that's going to have to wait until I have a little more money. And it'll probably be a much more involved process, seeing as I'm actually trying to film painting each of my minis from now on. It kind of slows down the process, and I'm probably not going to film every mini I paint. But definitely gonna try to do this more often. Thank you all very much for watching. And in traditional game table adventure style, keep adventuring.